Like, why would you not believe in yourself? If I say that and it bothers you, that means there's reasons that you haven't been honest with yourself that are why you don't believe. Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's your boy D, and I am super excited about today's video. If you guys can't tell, my finger is fucked up. Last video about wishful thinking and planning ahead, I thought I jammed it, but long story short, I actually gaslit myself into thinking it was a jam, but in reality, I dislocated it. It was bent. My fist was closed. It was bent that way. It was bent this way, that way. And I just looked at it and I knew, like, animalistically, like, I didn't even think really. Reflectively, this was not right. So I did what any sane human being would do. I grabbed the bent finger and I yanked it back. And it was really weird at the time because it genuinely felt like jello. It was like numb, and it was like, if I really wanted to throw it back and forth, my finger could wobble like that. But I'm glad it healed the way it did. I just hit the urgent care because a radiologist friend of mine said you have to go check it out at least to make sure nothing is broken, not like a hairline fracture or anything like that. Thankfully, that's the case. There's nothing wrong with me besides fucking up a couple ligaments. I'll get over it. Today's video is going to be about the past, the present, and the future. And before we start this episode, I want to ask you guys, what do you think is the most important? The past, the present, or the future, and why? And we'll get into it. Of course, another freshly rolled doink for our conversation. Was still able to roll with my hand like this. Professionals don't make excuses. Ooh, I almost forgot. The magic trick. As always, 3, 2, 1. Just like that. Another one gone. I'm really excited to talk about today's video because all the stuff that I've learned over time on this journey to being a better version of myself, I've always been most interested in the action part. What do you actually do to get shit done? And this topic is perfect for starting that. So, past, present, and future. Before we even get into it and why it matters, let's talk about what it is. So the past is what has already happened. The present is the now and what's currently is happening. And then the future is the future, what hasn't happened yet. And it looks like I'm holding up multiple fingers, but nah, there's only three options. So in your opinion, what is the most important and why, if one is more important than the other? I would personally argue that the past doesn't matter, the future doesn't matter, and the only thing that matters is the present. And people will say stuff like, oh, what about trauma? What if you've gone through some traumatic stuff in the past and it has shaped you somehow in becoming who you are today? I would dare say that even that doesn't matter. And that's not coming from someone who has lived a life of no hardship. I've been through shit, and because I've been through shit, I could say that myself. And at least say that that is what I believe in. And the reason why I would even argue for this is because if you truly think about it, two people could go through an exact same traumatic response. Let's just say, as fucked up as it is, let's say SA. Now, there's two things that typically happen, which is interesting. Either when it happens at a very young age, you grow up and then you either do two things. You're either very sexual, you're hypersexual, or you're very, I wouldn't say asexual, but like you're very closed off, reserved, like you're not about that. You don't want to be about that because it brings up traumatic responses in your body and in how you feel. And that could be said the same with the opposite as well, being hypersexual. So why is two people doing two different responses to the same thing? How could that even be possible if this will lead to that? So my argument is, because two people could go through the same experience and come out differently, there is a choice that is involved. There is something that you could do about it that is involved in the decision making. And with that freedom, that's why I say trauma doesn't matter. You have a choice. And whatever you decide to do, just make sure you live by it. There is no right or wrong answer. It's your answer, and that's it. But just make sure you want that answer to be your answer, and you stand by it. Now, why do I say the past and the future doesn't matter as well? So back to what we were talking about. Why does the future not matter? You know, I actually don't like the sound of that, because I was saying this whole time that the future doesn't matter, but I would say it also does matter. The present and the future matters. The past does not matter. And the reason why I'm saying that the future matters, well, it semi-matters, is because you do want to plan ahead. You do want to have foresight. Because if you have no foresight, you're simply just doing. And it's like you're riding the wave of life, letting life do whatever the fuck it wants to you. But at the same time, it does not matter because it is not there yet. In the present, you have the power to grab destiny by its throat and morph it into whatever you want it to be by your actions. That's how powerful one human's action is. Create your own destiny. Make it what you want it to be through action in the now. But along with that, you would want the foresight to understand why you are doing what you're doing in the now. Instead of just seeing the two doors of doing and not doing, you can see the doors past it. And you can see, if you walk through the do door, there's another set of do's and don'ts. And it's like a tree that branches out. And you would want foresight to see as far out as possible, to be able to plan the chessboard that is your life. So yes, the future does matter, but in the present, when you're scared, it cannot cripple you through anxiety. And that's why I am scared to say that it does matter. Because in the present, you have to understand that the future doesn't matter. The past doesn't matter. The only thing that mattered is what you do now. So make good use of that. So I actually wanted to talk more about specifically why I think the future cripples a lot of people through anxiety. And my hypothesis is that there is a lack of planning ahead. There is an unplanned future filled with wishful thinking instead of an elaborate and coherent plan with step-by-step actions that you could take to achieve. And you would have to obviously think and plan that out. But there is a lot of people who do not do that, and instead they wish for something but don't take action. And that creates anxiety because you don't know if that will come true. You don't know if there's a light at the end of the tunnel because you have no plan to actually get there and you're just hoping for it. So it's very good to be ambitious, and this is why I feel like ambitious people tend to actually be more anxious about the future sometimes, because they are scared that they might not achieve it. But what is interesting is the highest of highest echelon don't even have that problem, because there is no self-doubt. There is such a strong internal belief system that they truly believe that they could accomplish anything, which is what I think to be a superior thinking than the average Joe's thinking. So, me personally, I'm subscribed to that thinking instead. Because think about it. It serves you more to believe that anyways. Like, why would you not believe in yourself? What is the other option? Is to not believe in yourself. It's crazy that I even giggle a little bit talking about that, letting that come out of my mouth, because it is such a silly concept to me. Why would you not believe in yourself? And if you're thinking, if I say that and it bothers you and you have this feeling in your chest, that means there's reasons that you haven't been honest with yourself that are why you don't believe. And that comes through reflection, meditation, and thinking away from people, away from activities, when you're all alone by yourself. What is truly there. And that is the beginning of finding yourself. The journey was never outwards, it was in fact inwards. So even before you find financial success or what society deems successful, I genuinely believe you should find yourself first. And this is someone who's aiming to be the upper echelon of mankind, top 1% at least. Because there are people who have it all and kill themselves. So you know the answer isn't just purely success. How could there be some people who live damn near like superheroes in their own lives, and there's other people who cannot think of themselves as anything other than worthless? And if you personally want to have it all, everyone has their own why. Why can't it be you? Is there a difference? Is there like something that makes you and them so different? Them being your inspiration, whatever you want to achieve, whoever has already achieved it. We all bleed red. We all breathe oxygen. We all piss and shit. There is no difference. The only difference is in here. And with that mindset, it helps you take action in the now. Because it's no longer a matter of self-belief. It's a marathon that you get to race for the rest of your life. On that note, guys, I appreciate you. If you want to see more, comment what you want to talk about. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm going to do my best to record and upload as many videos as I can. I do enjoy talking about this. At first, I would be smoking and doing nonsense, but it's definitely more productive to try to make a difference in at least one person's life. If that could happen, I know I did something, and that'd be all I need. In terms of YouTube, at least. We're aiming for the upper echelon of life. We're already living it the way we should be. Let's continue to help each other grow, motivate each other. When someone's down, pick them up. If someone looks like they need advice, give them advice. Not unsolicited. But build a community where we trust each other, we grow together, and we win together. Holla.
I would like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you and feel something tells me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on.